We are going to continue the story. We are going to do more content. Shut up then. Ignore the stupid baby in the background. Time for the noise. So like I said, we are going to do more campaign. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Right. Ooh. One good deed.
I will not build a single bus for you criminals.
We'll do as we say, Bailey. We're gonna have to pay you and your family a visit.
You leave them be.
Hey guys, this is a collaboration video, and will feature the channels Creepy Puppy Pasta and Chilling Nightmares. If you like their narrations and would like to check out their channels, you can find links to their channels in the description.
So we've got to defend Edward.
I was the youngest of two boys by 2 years, and for the most part had a pretty nice childhood. I played Nintendo with my brother, played in the creek nearby on weekends, and generally I had the whole shebang. But when I was 9, my brother went missing. I ended up going to all the same schools as all my friends did, just as our parents did before us, all the way back to the 1800s. It wasn't often that we had someone move in from the outside, but it did happen from time to time. A new kid would show up at school. We all would criticize them until they were accepted. Mostly, they fit in, except for this one girl in 4th grade, just before Jake, my brother, vanished. Her name was Josie Callow. Just about 9 years old, she always wore pigtails tied off with white ribbons and wore this dress that I swear was from the 50s. The same clothes day in and day out. When we all would show up in jeans and t-shirts, she was the model student in black shiny school shoes and white tights. Every day before school, she would pull up in a blue Chevy van with the sliding door on the side. She would kiss who I assumed was her father goodbye, and then got out and ran for the front door. He had his dark hair slicked back and wore a dark suit with a jacket and tie. He He always smiled and waved at me when we left, and every time it made me cringe. It made me feel like he hated me. My skin crawled every morning when I'd see him. As soon as she was inside, he would speed off, leaving a trail of black smoke that only the really old junkers did. She was weird too. Josie never talked or sat with anyone, ever, and she never ate lunch. Upon further examination, you could see everything she wore was dingy and dirty, and she even emitted a certain odor that none of us could place. Other kids started calling her Smelly Josie. I really should have known better than to let someone make fun of me. Yeah, I was little, but my family were devout Christians who took me to church every Sunday. I knew better. I finally went to her defense, even against my own friends. That was the day I became the black sheep. Because I did what I did, my buddies wrote me off completely. I became friends with Josie, and would eat lunch with her every day after that. I talked endlessly about everything I knew, but for some reason she really never said much. Just that she liked how I talked and that she could listen to me for hours. The way she looked at me made me feel kind of special. I don't know. That went on for weeks, until she started coming to school with bruises on her arms and legs. At first she just said she fell on her stairs. Then the next week it was an accident out in the yard. None of it added up. I tried to invite her over for dinner, and she was excited about it. But when the day came, she backed out every time. We ended up arguing. I was saying that her dad could meet my family as well and be friends with them. Horrified at the idea, she refused, saying that I didn't know what I was saying. She ran home after that, and I didn't follow. My heart was beating 1,000,000 miles an hour. Mom was cooking.
Yeah, I have a viewer. Thank you for watching my video.
He picked up the phone and called the school, asking for the principal was put on hold. Before the hold music stopped, to give away the voice of the principal, she slowly hung up the phone. Mom turned to me with a serious look on her face and said, "I don't want you to ever talk to that girl ever again. She's dangerous. I saw her and her father in town, and they are not the type of folk we should be associating with." She said the last part really slow and quiet, like a whisper. Her eyes went to the living room door, like she thought my dad would overhear. I didn't know what to think. I tried to ask why she didn't tell the school, but she shushed me and went back to cooking. That was the end of it. A couple days later at recess, Josie and I were playing on the swings, and she told me that her father had done something horrible, and that he deserved to die. I asked her about it, and she said, "It is his right, a part of his charge." Her face was a mottled mixture of fear and pity when she finished. Then she said, "I don't want to go home. Can I live with you forever?" Tears flowed in her eyes and down her face, creating gray-looking droplet marks on her off-white dress. Josie hung her head in shame. Her loose strawberry blonde curls stuck to her cheeks and looked so innocent, as if she were a doll like her.
Ooh.
Bell rang, she
Damn, son.
as if she were going to die.
Jesus.
She was truly terrified. When I got home, my mom and dad were living with the police. My brother didn't come home from school. In fact, he never got on the morning bus that day. He went to the junior high across town, so he had a different bus than I did. Plus, he went earlier than me by a whole half hour because of the distance. Mom always used to ask him if he wanted to ride to school, but he always insisted on meeting with his friends and hanging out before the bell rang. He was the kind of kid that you just couldn't beat, always smiling and always the joker. It was that night that I heard my mother and father arguing. My room was down the hall, so I didn't hear what they said, but my father stormed out of the house afterwards, leaving my mother crying on the front step. We never found Jake. The police conducted a statewide search for him, but the trail went cold somewhere along the way. A gas station attendant reported seeing him at a Circle K after a commercial came on the television with Jake's face on it. He was caught on video camera with a man and a young girl, about 9 years old, wearing a white dress.
moved into a new house. The house itself is lovely, with 2 stories, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, a fenced-in backyard, and a big kitchen. The tree in the front yard is tall and strong, and
Hold on, it does. Let's pick this lock. Oh, nice. Got a key. Oh, it's mint. Oh yeah. Ooh. Let's go, guys. Whee!
Number 5. This happened about 3 weeks ago. I was home alone, and it was around 2 a.m. when I heard a knock on the door. My room is in the
I sent
basement,
Roxanne a message.
and I couldn't really hear it all
You and
that
your
well
family are safe.
because my TV was so loud. I thought it was just all in my head. I wasn't wearing anything really but a sports
Founding
bra and
members
shorts,
of the London
so I didn't
General
want to go
Omnibus
see if
Company.
someone was knocking.
Good moral men.
Half an hour passed
All
by, and I heard
We'll have buses
footsteps
rolling before
upstairs.
you know it.
It frightened me a little bit, but I figured
Thank you,
it
Mr.
was just someone playing a prank or something. But then I gave it some more thought, and thought who would come to my house and try to scare me at 2:30 in the morning. I ignored it and fell asleep. I awoke around 3 because I heard someone trying to open my bedroom door. I got so scared and didn't know what to do. I was making my way out of a window when a man kicked my door in and started looking for me. I ran across the street and called 911. The cops said someone had broke into the house and were going through all the rooms to check and see if anyone was there, leaving all the lights on. I never saw him again. And now we're moving. Number 4. This happened when I was about 7 or 8. I think I'm able to remember it in pretty vivid detail because it was so terrifying. I was still living in my hometown, in a small house on a calm residential street. My stepdad was a truck driver, so he was often gone, and it was just my mother, me, and my 3-year-old little sister. Since it was summer, we had the front door open, with the screen door closed to let the breeze in, and I was laying on the couch watching cartoons while my mother took a shower. My younger sister was on the floor near me playing, and we were more or less ignoring each other. I remember I was upset because none of my friends could come out to play. The town I grew up in is rather small, and on our street we knew most of the families, many with kids my age. Everything started with a hard knock on the floor, causing both my sister and me to jump. The way the couch was positioned, I couldn't see the front door, but my sister was close enough to it that she could. She didn't say anything and just stared, so I figured it was someone we didn't know. I jumped up and ran to the bathroom to tell my mom there was someone at the door and ask her what to do. As I was just starting to say what happened, my sister appeared at my elbow, her eyes huge. "The man put his head on the door," is what she whispered, which we later figured out meant he bent over to look in the screen because the screen door was locked. My mom stuck her head out of the shower, and we all just waited together, listening. I realized my sister was actually shaking and tried to lean down to tell her it was going to be okay, which is when she whispered something else. "He has a white face." Even as a 2nd or 3rd grader, that freaked me out. It didn't make sense she would say that if he was just a white guy. I was just as terrified as her by that point, and my mom seemed ready to freak out. She got out of the shower, but left it going to put on her bathrobe, going to look just as we heard a distant, "Hey!" My mom went out of the bathroom first, and I leaned out to look after her. There wasn't anyone at the door anymore. I crept out as well and stood next to my mom looking down at the screen. In the top right corner, it was cut away from the door. A straight line about 4 inches long. We had just bought this new screen door maybe 2 months earlier, and it definitely wasn't torn. I was too young to really make the connection that whoever had been there was starting to cut through the screen. But my mom looked really worried about it. My best friend lived across the street, and her dad just about scared the 3 of us to death when he popped up from the side of the house.
Hey.
He was a very large man and used to be a biker, and he looked mad as he came up to us. Apparently it was him who yelled "hey" because he saw some guy bent over in our door, doing something to the screen. When the guy turned around, he seemed to be wearing a white mask. But before my friend's dad could get close enough to see, the guy bolted around the back of the house. Behind it was a big open area and a hill before the town's nursing home. And by the time my neighbor got into our backyard, the guy was over the hill and disappearing behind a big brick building. My mom insisted on calling the police, and me and my sister waited on the couch together. They didn't seem impressed by my sister's story since she was the only one who really saw him, and she was just 3. But I had never seen her look like that, and I believed her. Even now that she's 16 and doesn't remember that situation, my mom and I do.
Don't you fall behind.
The only thing the cops said was that it looked like he'd cut into the screen with a very sharp knife. Now that I'm older, I can see how odd it is that he did it right in broad daylight. I can't help but wonder if he watched us and figured out my stepdad was a truck driver and was going to be gone for over a week and decided to take his chance. All I know for sure is that the police never caught him. Number 3.
Whoa, easy.
Not too long ago, my family and I moved from Pennsylvania to San Antonio. We couldn't find a house right away, so we opted for temporary housing provided by my dad's company. We were sent emails of this beautiful, airy apartment that was like a dream house. It was called Hampton Cove. I was so amazed with the pictures that I...
I'll take one.
Here you go.
This next story
I say
is
we
actually
stop
the
this
experience of a
goodwill
female
towards
friend.
strangers nonsense and focus on
Here's
what
her
London
story
really
as it
needs.
was told to
Solid
me.
leadership whose hard work will raise everyone up for success.
Scheduled to start the next day, I was unable to sleep, relishing in the fact that I had finally done it. Excitement laced every word.
Stay sharp, yeah? Yes, Cap.
About 5 years ago, my mom started dating a guy she met on a dating site. That part is fine. I had recently started dating a woman who would later become my... my wife. We had met online. Anyway, my wife and I never really liked this guy. We didn't think he was mean or anything like that. Just a little creepy. He was quiet. He kept his eyes closed a lot, and occasionally said odd things like offering my wife a chocolate and then popping one in his mouth, closing his eyes, and moaning as he let it melt in his mouth. One time my wife and I were visiting my mom, but she got called into work, so we waited at her house. Her boyfriend was over, but he spent the entire several hours just hanging out in her bedroom with the door closed. Just before Christmas, my mom and this guy started having some difficulties. My wife and I were visiting her for the holidays. She dropped all of her problems on us, and we listened carefully and told her our opinions and suggested that she would be better off without him. She had already made up her mind about that, though, and decided to break up with him on Christmas Eve. We spent the night at my mom's and got up early on Christmas morning to visit my dad at his house. We didn't plan to spend the night at my dad's, but we got snowed in, which was actually a nice Christmas surprise. The next day, we left as soon as we could get through the snow, and my wife suggested that we stop by my mom's house on the way so that we could see if she was okay. My wife just had a really bad feeling about my mom's now ex-boyfriend. My mom's car was in the driveway, but that doesn't mean much because she lives close enough to work that she often walks, and it hadn't snowed in her town. She also never locks her door, which drives me crazy, so we let ourselves in. That's when we see blood oozing out of the refrigerator's water dispenser. It had filled up the spill container and was leaking onto the floor. It had made a puddle. My wife screamed, and I freaked out. I fully expected to see my mom's head in the freezer. I nervously opened the freezer, trembling all over. So badly, I thought I might just pass out. In the freezer were two human arms that were as pale as a ghost. They looked as though they had literally been ripped out of their sockets. I felt myself go weak in the knees and screamed for my mom. We then heard loud footsteps coming to the kitchen from the back of the house. It was my mom. She had been napping and was in her bedroom. She inspected the freezer and touched the hand of one of the now dismembered arms. A piece of paper fell to the floor and had apparently been in its hand. It simply read, "Sweet dreams." This story takes place in 1991 when I was only a couple of months old, and my parents needed to go to Mexico to fix their visas. My parents and my grandma decided to take the bus from Chicago to Mexico. Upon arriving there, my parents get off first, and when it's my grandma's turn to get off, a young, attractive lady wearing a nurse's uniform sees my grandmother struggling with her bag and also carrying me. She politely goes up to my grandmother and asks if she would like help carrying me. My grandma says if she wants to help, she can carry her bag, but the nurse keeps insisting on carrying me. My grandmother, not being very trusting of other people, continues to tell the woman no. The nurse becomes annoyed and just leaves. My parents go off to fix their papers and leave me to my grandma to look for a hotel to stay in. While going their own ways, my grandma needed to use the restroom. While walking there, she feels that someone is following her. It's the nurse. She catches up with my grandma and asked if she could hold me. My grandma, already having a terrible feeling about this lady, lets her know that my mom is not keen on letting strangers hold her kid. The nurse, becoming impatient, says my mom doesn't even have to know. She just wants to see how beautiful I am, and it would help her out while she goes to the bathroom and does her business. My grandma firmly says no. She doesn't need any help, and walks into the stall. My poor grandmother struggled to use the toilet since she was holding me. During all this time, the nurse wouldn't budge from the bathroom either, just waiting on my grandma. When she came out, she kept insisting even more to carry me, telling my grandma to hand me over so that she could wash her hands properly so that she didn't get sick. My grandmother, a strong, feisty old lady, even to this day, completely loses it and yells at her to fuck off and that she shouldn't underestimate her. The nurse finally backs off, being scared, and walks off. My grandmother goes back to where my parents are and explains to them what's been happening. They just tell her to stay with them, and they'll look for a place together once they're finished. They never saw the nurse again. At the time that this happened, there was a lot of news going on about babies and kids being kidnapped and killed to be used as drug mules. They would kidnap the children, kill them, hollow out their body, and stuff them with drugs so that they could smuggle the drugs across the border. I was sitting in my room after getting home from work on the second floor. My little brother was downstairs watching TV, and the dog was in the hallway outside my door, sleeping. All of a sudden, the dog starts making all kinds of racket, jumping around, barking, clacking nails, and howling. I get up to see what the hell all the noise is about, and I hear, "Oh, that's a good girl." It didn't sound like my little brother, so I thought to myself, "Oh, no, thinking it's my dad's friend, our roommate, as I opened the door. I stick my head out into the hallway, but there is no one at all but the dog, anxiously standing there,
Here we are,
wagging
the
her
shipping
tail,
docks.
staring at the
Now,
empty
where
end of
are
the
the
hallway.
coffin crates intended for Mr. Pewter?
My little brother comes upstairs to yell at me for getting the dog wound into a tissue. He said he heard the same voice, thinking it was me, or our roommate. We did a once-over of the house with my butterfly knife and his BB gun, but there was nobody. It still gives me spooks to this day. I moved to my dad's when I was 10 and didn't know anyone in the area, except for the family my dad was friends with, a single mom with 3 kids. Luckily, there was a girl a couple years older than me, 12 at the time I met her, and we got to know each other a little over a couple years. We weren't close, but ended up having the same friends. One night, my friend Rob was hanging out with her and her younger brother. They happened to be in the house alone because my friend's mom was at work, which is where this gets terrifying and sad. Her mother has been helping this one lady through her work and got to know her fairly well. She found out her sister was in a mental institution and was let out recently. The night Rob is hanging out with my friend, they get a knock on the door. My friend thought it was just their mom and answered it without thinking. Rob wasn't supposed to be there, and he took off through the window to his house down the road. He never thought twice about it. It wasn't her mom. It was the sister of the lady her mom was helping. And she figured out through talking to her sister where her family lived and her mom's working schedule. She came in, and this is where I don't know all the details, and I'm glad I don't. My friend's younger brother got away to the neighbors to call the police. The lady brutally murdered my friend a week from Christmas. Decapitated her and left her body naked in a bathtub. Hid her head. They had to look through the cousins, and I don't know where they found it. But they did. I wasn't allowed to go to her funeral. Click like and subscribe.
Genius section.
And now to wait for the crates to be retrieved.
Oh my god, yes. I need more tomorrow now. Yeah.
It's a shame I can't stop in for a pint. They're nervous. I should keep my distance.
Oh. Go on, man. Oh, that was close. Oh, come on. that's going to be for this video. So I hope you enjoy, like and subscribe, and remember, put that cookie down now. Hold on.